Welcome to CMMI Tech Talk. This video is the third in our Appraisal Roles series examining the role of the appraisal sponsor. In parts 1 and 2, we reviewed what the appraisal sponsor does before and during an appraisal. In this video, we're going to look at the sponsor's role after an appraisal has concluded. Once the appraisal is completed, the only thing left for the appraisal team leader is to finalize the submission of the appraisal. The appraisal team leader will provide the final findings and the performance report to the sponsor. Regardless of any maturity level result, these deliverables will provide the organization with a useful basis on which to plan future process improvement work. The sponsor must sign off and agree that the appraisal was conducted in accordance with the MDD. As part of the submission, an appraisal disclosure statement, or ADS, is created in the CMMI appraisal system, or CAS. This needs to be reviewed with and signed by the sponsor. The review usually happens around the time of the final findings presentation. Approval of the ADS can be done in CAS and should be finished as soon as possible to enable quick submission of the appraisal to ISACA. The appraisal team leader is responsible for submitting the appraisal to ISACA for review. Please note that at this point, the appraisal result is not official. The appraisal record in CAS, the findings presentation, and all other required materials need to be reviewed by the ISACA quality team. Once that review is completed, ISACA notifies the sponsor. In most circumstances, this means that the appraisal result has been accepted. Please remember that during the review process, the organization is forbidden from publishing the appraisal results on any platform or using the result for marketing activities, as the appraisal must first be accepted by ISACA before any results are approved. There are a few activities that happen after the appraisal that the sponsor must perform. One of the sponsor's main responsibilities after an appraisal is to maintain the appraisal results package to ensure validity. What does that mean? During the appraisal, evidence is summarized into a permanent record of the conduct, including results. The appraisal results package consists of the following: the appraisal plan, the appraisal sponsor role and responsibility form, the appraisal disclosure statement, and the appraisal outputs, which includes final findings, the sampled project and organizational support function level practice characterizations, the performance report, and the organizational unit OU practice area ratings. Note, this output is not part of the evaluation appraisal. It is the sponsor's responsibility to keep a record of the appraisal results package for the validity of the appraisal, either for 3 years for a benchmark appraisal or 2 years for a sustainment appraisal. The OU that was in scope must also retain a record of the objective evidence summary used during the appraisal to support ratings for a benchmark or sustainment appraisal. The sponsor must also decide earlier in the planning process if the appraisal results can be published to the Published Appraisals Results webpage, or PARS. PARS is a website that can be publicly shared to have appraisal results verified. It contains the organization name, organizational unit that was in scope for the appraisal, the appraisal team leader, and their contact info and partner information, the appraisal sponsor, and the view in scope. It is a good idea for the sponsor to get together with their team soon after the appraisal and start planning relevant improvement activities. Often, an appraisal provides a boost to people's enthusiasm for process improvement, and so the sponsor may find that there is an increased appetite for change and doing things differently. This can be very constructive and enable improvements to occur with greater ease and speed than during previous appraisals. But an organization's performance improvement journey does not end when an appraisal has concluded. As part of the appraisal package, the sponsor will receive the final findings with any weaknesses or improvement opportunities identified by the appraisal team during the conduct phase. The sponsor should use this information to help guide their organization's continued improvement efforts. It is up to the organization to take the information provided, and it may make sense to implement all, some, or none of the suggestions. Most organizations concerned with continual improvement will decide if, how, what, and when they are going to implement those activities. The organization may decide that there are shorter and/or longer-term improvement opportunities or prioritization of the opportunities that make sense for them. Remember that performance improvement is continuous and is not completed overnight. It also doesn't conclude when an appraisal has been conducted. The appraisal sponsor should continue to support the organization's efforts by creating plans to address gaps or improvement opportunities. Senior management plays a large role in the persistence, habit, determining, and driving how work is done in an organization and is essential in addressing any related issues that are attributable to the persistence and habit, such as resources, training, direction, and accountability. When conducted properly with active sponsor and OU participant involvement, appraisals are a positive event for organizations. Analysis of the anonymized data from multiple performance reports shows virtually every organization that initiates an improvement program using the CMMI at its core consistently achieves significant performance and capability improvements. This shows that appraisals are far more than merely confirmation of a particular maturity level. They provide real opportunities to achieve lasting competitive advantage. For more information, please check out the Performance Report Summary. Thank you for joining us for the last of this 3-part series on the role of the sponsor in each appraisal phase. I hope that these videos have shed some light on the responsibilities and expectations of an appraisal sponsor. If you have any questions, please contact us at support.isaca.org.